Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga, text number 37 onwards. So till text number 36, Krishna has explained the intricate process of Dhyana Yoga, the difficult process, and then the symptoms of one who achieves perfection in this form of yoga and the benefits. So after hearing this difficult process, Arjuna has clearly expressed it is impractical because the mind is not in control. And Krishna accepts that. But then Arjuna has now a further question based on whatever he's heard till now. Since it's a difficult path and somebody works really hard, what if there is no perfection on this path? What is the destination of an unsuccessful yogi? So Arjuna Uvacha, text 37, Ayatihi Shraddha Yopeto Yoga Chalita Manasaha Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Kamgatim Krishna Gachati. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist? That means person who starts walking on this path, who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism. So this also applies to someone who has started his journey in devotional service, in Krishna consciousness, on this supreme path, and doesn't just apply to Dhyana Yoga, although that is the subject matter for discussion. But in general, Arjuna is asking, what if somebody starts this journey and in the middle gets diverted, distracted, and is not able to complete his journey, is not able to attain perfection on this path? So what is the destination of such a person? In one sense, he is asking that such a person has undergone so much austerity, hardships, and in the end he doesn't even achieve perfection. So he is a loser from both the sides. Neither in spiritual life nor in material life he has done anything substantial, because he gave up material life, or he regulated himself to attain perfection in spirituality, but there also he doesn't attain perfection. So he is almost lost on both the fronts. Kachin no bhaya vibrashtas Chinnabhram iva nashyati Apratishto mahabaho vimodho brahmanah pati. O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere? Etan me sampashyam Krishna chetum arhasi asheshatah tadanyah samshayasyasya cheta nahi upapaddate. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely, but for you no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. It's a valid doubt, valid question. So Arjuna is asking for all of us, because not everyone who starts walking on this path achieves perfection. Some may complete 10%, some may complete 40%, and rare souls may achieve 100% perfection. So, but what is the reward for those people who started but then are not able to complete their journey, not able to achieve perfection on this path? So Krishna answers, and these few verses that Krishna speaks towards the end of this chapter, they are the most hope-giving verses for all of us, the aspiring spiritualists. And in essence, Krishna tells us that a person who starts his journey on this path, he's never going to lose anything. He's always in a win-win situation, whether he completes it or he's not able to complete it. Once somebody starts his journey on this path of devotional service, he's just going to go higher and higher. There's no degradation for that person. So Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Partha Naiveha Namutra Vinashastasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschit Durgatim Tata Gachati. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. So Krishna is saying that anybody who starts his journey on the spiritual path of Krishna consciousness, he never meets with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. That means he has nothing to lose. Prapya punya kritam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha shuchinam shrimatam gehe yoga bhrashto abhijayate. And what happens to a person who is started his journey and but after a short practice he falls away, he gives it up? Then what is the destination of such a person, even if he has done very little? Krishna says, the unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Number one, for a person who has fallen away after a short practice on this path, minimum human birth is guaranteed, which is so rare. But for a person, minimum human birth is guaranteed. But before that, he gets to live in the heavenly planets, in the celestial planets, for a long time and enjoys his senses to the fullest, unlimited superior enjoyment. And when he is born in this world again, that birth is also not very ordinary. He's born into the family of righteous or into a family of very wealthy people, rich aristocracy. So just see, even if somebody has started his journey and does very little, these benefits are awaiting all of such people, including all of you who are listening to this podcast, because hearing is the first and foremost and the foundational part of devotional service, Krishna consciousness. So for all of you, these benefits are awaiting, even if you're not able to complete. But our goal should be to complete. At the same time, we should not take it for granted that once we have begun, now there would be no problem. So we should be careful not to engage in any wrong activities. Then these benefits are certainly there for us. So once we start this journey, these benefits are awaiting. And somebody who falls away after a long practice, what happens to that person? That means he's done a lot, but thoda sa miss ho gaya, slightly. He has missed the goal by little. So what happens to such a soul? Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi durlabhataram loke janma yad idrisham. Or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly such a birth is rare in this world. That means such a soul who has done a lot but not able to complete is born in the family of devotees in the next life, where from very early childhood, that soul is exposed to devotional culture, and he then begins from where he left off, and he spontaneously gets attracted to this type of lifestyle. He's spontaneously very attracted to devotional stuff. So in any case, in both the cases, whether somebody falls away after a short practice or a long practice, we begin from where we left off in the past life. Suppose somebody has done 10% and then he falls down. Next life he'll begin from 11% in a family of rich aristocracy where he's born. And similarly, somebody has done 90%, he'll begin from 91%. So somebody who falls away after a short practice, he goes to the heavenly planets, enjoys there for a long time, then he's born again in the family of rich aristocracy or righteous people. And somebody who falls away after long practice, he's born in the family of devotional people, devotees, and from where from very childhood that person is exposed to spiritual culture. So children who are born in such families are not ordinary people, who are from the childhood are able to witness this devotional culture at home. So they should be especially looked after. Further, Krishna continues talking about the position of a transcendentalist or a yogi or a person who has done a lot of practice in the past life but then fell down or not able to complete for whatever reason after a long practice. On taking such birth, that means in the family of devotees, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Kuru. So such a person, you'll see some children are spontaneously attracted to devotional practices. What is the reason? Because they have done a lot in their past life. So such children are very, very special, and it's the parents' duty, foremost duty, to give them all the facility to practice what they have come here for into this world. So parents must encourage not just such people but everyone, all their children. It is their foremost duty to provide a spiritual foundation to their children. That is the greatest responsibility of any mother and father. Otherwise, the scriptures are very clear that one does not have the right to become a father or a mother or a guru or a teacher if one cannot bless his followers, his dependents with this spiritual culture. Purvabhyasena teneva hriyate hi avashopi saha jigyasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, such a soul automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. Such a person, such a soul, such a child is spontaneously attracted to devotional life. Hearing, chanting, worshipping the deity of the Lord. They would take pleasure in praying, in singing the devotional songs. So such souls are very, very rare but very, very special. And what happens if he continues to follow this path? Paryatnad yatamanastu yogi samshuddha kilvishah aneka janma samsiddhas tato yati param gatim. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. And such a person, as he engages himself more and more in devotional culture, he becomes purified of all material contamination, and after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goals. That means attaining supreme goal is not so easy. It's not cheap. One has to really work hard. It may be many, many lifetimes, but eventually the person achieves the supreme goal. And now Krishna just summarizes his teachings. He's going to talk about the essence of yoga once again, after talking about the Dhyana yoga in great detail and the benefits. Tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi jnanibhyo api mato adhikah karmibhyaschadhiko yogi tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. A yogi is greater than the ascetic. That means a tapasvi, a mystic. Greater than the empiricist. Empiricist means those who are jnanis. And greater than the fruitive worker, the karmis, the karma yogis. No, karmis, sorry. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances be a yogi. So through Arjuna, Krishna is telling us to always be a yogi in all circumstances and not get distracted by asceticism, mysticism, or unnecessary jnana, or fruitive worker, being a karmi, just acting in this world, trying to perform one's prescribed duties, that's all. One should be a yogi. That means one should be constantly linked with the Supreme. And who is a true yogi then? In the last verse of this chapter, Krishna gives his opinion, because he himself is Yogeshwar. And since we are trying to connect with God, we better connect with him on his terms and take his opinion very, very seriously, he being the supreme authority. We have already discussed who is a yogi, somebody who is connected with the Supreme. And who is the highest of yogis? In this chapter, Krishna talked about Dhyana yogis. Previously, he has spoken about Karma yogi. Now, according to Krishna, who is the greatest Yogeshwar, who is the best of all yogis? He gives his opinion, and this should be taken very, very seriously. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam Samay Yukta Tamo Matah. And of all the yogis, that means all types of yogi, Jnani, Dhyani, Karma yogis, all of these people, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, beginning with hearing, chanting, etc. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Krishna is very frankly, honestly giving his straightforward opinion. Who is the greatest yogi according to me? Who I consider to be deeply connected with me? Who is most connected with me? Because yoga means to connect. Krishna says, who I consider to be closest to me, closely connected with me. He says, the one who always thinks of me within, one who always engages in my loving service, devotional service, transcendental loving service, hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping the deity form of the Lord, praying, etc. like this. So a person who is actually engaged in the loving devotional service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness is the one who has the deepest connection, the closest connection with the Supreme Lord. I am not saying this, the Lord himself is saying, I consider such a person to be the closest to me. So in all circumstances we must try and be engaged in devotional service. And again Krishna does say this, he repeats this till the end. Only through bhakti, only through devotional service can one approach me, can one understand me, can I be known as I am. I only accept the service of a bhakti yogi. So Krishna is never impressed by jnana, dhyana, karma. There is no instance in the history, if you go through the scriptures, where a jnani or a dhyani or a karma yogi has been able to achieve the grace of Krishna. Krishna does not even look at such people. But in the Bhagavad there is an example. Maitra Rishi is a jnani and Uddhavji is a devotee. So Krishna kept looking at Uddhavji, talking to him. He didn't even look at Maitreya, because all the other paths, karma, dhyana, jnana, they give rise to subtle form of pride in the heart of a person practicing. Oh, I am able to control my mind, I am able to do this, I am giving a part of my earnings to this service of the Lord. So there is subtle pride, and their goal is not to please the Lord. They are in the mood of achievers. But in bhakti, a person engages in hearing, chanting, remembering, and the goal is to please the Lord, and he humbly does it. So the Lord is extremely pleased with such people. So who is the highest of all yogis? After talking about the karma, dhyana, jnana processes till now, Krishna says, the one who always thinks of me within and engages in my devotional service. Such a person is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. So this is a very, very important chapter. After summarizing the arduous process of dhyana, that is meditation, the chapter concludes with a ray of hope. Krishna reaffirms that the perfection and goal of all yoga systems is to help the individual become fully conscious of God at all times. While all yoga systems are certainly beneficial, the easiest, most efficient and essential path is known as Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion. In this age, the primary practice of Bhakti Yoga, now question could be, how do I practice then this highest form of yoga? And that is mantra meditation. Chanting the names of God, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Through this simple process, any person from any background can attain spiritual perfection and experience all the benefits described in this chapter and elsewhere. So this is the key. Even if you don't remember anything from this chapter, anything else, just remember this. Be a Bhakti Yogi, and the supreme practice of Bhakti Yoga is the chanting of the Lord's names. And if we stick to this simple process, we will definitely and very soon achieve success in all our endeavors, especially in the endeavor to attain perfection of human life. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.